Salve, we are doing lines 302 to 304, talking about Charon. Ipse ratem conto subigit velisque ministrat, et ferrugineia subvectat corpora cumba, iam senior sed cruda deo viridisque senectus. He himself, meaning Charon. And the idea is either by himself, alone, ipse, or remember, ipse can mean the master of a certain scene or situation. So he is the master here. Ipse, he, the master. Subigit, drives under, literally, but you could just say he pushes his ratem, his little boat, or his raft. And he does it conto, with a pole. Conto. Now, I don't think he uses the pole across the whole river, but just to push off from the shore. We're going to see that he also uses sails, and later we're going to see that the dead themselves assist him with oars. So he himself pushes the boat, the little boat or raft, with his pole, and ministers it. You got to put in eyam, meaning the raft, ratem. He furnishes or administers it velis, with sails. So this is your verb. He furnishes it with sails, velis. Once he gets out in the deep water, I guess. Et ferruginea subvectat corpora cumba. And he carries, subvectat, bodies, and he does it ferruginea, with this rusty boat, little boat. Ferruginea has this idea of being a dark, sort of a rusted iron color. Ferrum means iron, so it has this, gives it this aged, kind of creaky look, this boat. Iam senior, now older, and this is referring to Charon, ipse, so it's nominative. He is now older. Sed cruda deo viridisque senectus. But a cruda, a fresh, cruda. Cruda has the idea of, think of fruit that is juicy, that is full of juice. It has this freshness. It's not shriveled up or dried up. So it's like fruit that is, ripe. Fresh. It can also mean bloody. That's an interesting image too. But we'll just say fresh. But fresh. A fresh and viridis and green. So interesting word combination. This is really a very vivid picture here. But fresh and green senectus, old age. Now you might not think of old age as being fresh and green, right? When we think of old age, we think more, dried up or wrinkled or, not ripe, but overripe, I guess you could say. Why is this old age fresh and green? It's because this is old age that is deo, belongs to a god. And that's the difference. Deo, to a god, dative of possession. So this is dative, showing that the god possesses this old age. So he's already older, but this is fresh and green old age to a god. Fitzgerald has a nice way of translating this line. I think he says, already old, but old age to the gods is green. I might be misquoting a little bit, but it's something along those lines. The idea would be that for mortals, when we age, we become dried up and wrinkled and all this and weak. But for the gods, when they become old, they're still very powerful and vibrant. Old age does not have the same effect for a god as it does for a mortal. So this is a very, very, I like this line a lot. It's a very vivid picture of Charon. He is old, but you don't want to mess with him. He's pretty spry, and he's fresh and green in spite of his old age. I'll go ahead and read it one more time in Latin, just so you can let the words sink in, hearing it now after going over it. Ipse ratem conto subigit, velisque ministrant, et ferugineia subvectat, corpora cumba. Iam senior, sed cruda Deo viridisque senectus. One last thing I forgot to mention, you want to also, just there's an ellipsis here, est is implied in there. So, but old age for a god is fresh and green.